Hello everybody, Amayirot Akago here again with another exciting stream tonight for you all. How are you all doing? I see a certain someone who seems to be very excited to be here again. And by that I mean Flitchert. Hello, glad you could join us. I just queued up a bunch of random songs from OC Remix. Right now is playing a song from Gunsmoke, The Smoking Guns of Liberation by K. Preslevitz. Hello Magnata, glad you could join us as well. By the way, Flitchert, in case you're not following the channel yet, you do that, and be sure to turn on notifications in order to receive an email whenever the stream goes live. And, or, of course, you could always keep an eye on my Twitter, if you're into that. I try to communicate when a stream is going to happen. Pretty far in advance, so music is loud. No problem. You can always turn it down a little. Is that better? Not that I have anything especially interesting to talk about right now. You know, life goes on. And now I'm out of lemonade. Be right back. Well, better yet, Flitchert, why not just let me figure things out and just sit back and enjoy the show, huh? I've been able to figure out things pretty well on my own so far, except for that damn airplane bit, but I was warned about that in advance, so I kinda knew what to expect there. But hey, we're past that, so the worst part is probably behind us now, fortunately. Right then, let's get this show on the road. Let me just fire up the game. Oh, no, I will update GOG Galaxy later. Thank you very much. At the window. Why does it always have to put that at the top? Position, no, order at the bottom. There. So we can at least see the chat and everything. Maybe adjust the volume a bit. That should do it. Let me know if the volume is alright, guys. Right, so when we last left off, Alfie had quit his job and joined the mob. Because he was tired of being pushed around, wanted to have a job, work for someone who actually respected him. So now we're in Havana with our good friend Butch, the sparkling conversationalist that he is. Can't see the entire game. Oh, god damn it, you're right. Let me see, position size. There we go. Yeah. And I see another anomaly. The chat plugin doesn't seem to be updating. Huh. I'm gonna have to look into that real quick. Don't worry, I'm still here, just gotta check out CapChat, see if that's set up properly. Yeah. Yeah, that is correct, Fletcher. This was made by Grundislav Games, who also recently, well, Francisco Gonzalez, who also recently made the new Wadget Eye game Shardlight. Let's see here. Yeah. Well, if it doesn't work, then tough luck.
Pardon me, miss.
What do you need, darling?
May I ask what it is you're waiting for out here?
Clients?
Clients? What's your business exactly?
Oh, you Yankees are so cute.
She's a streetwalker, kid. Surprised you couldn't tell from a mile away.
Oh, I see.
You got any plans for tonight?
Afraid so, miss.
Too bad.
Anything you can tell me about Havana?
It's the city where I grew up. You want a tour, you came to the wrong place. But if you want a good time that you can't get back in your country, you came to the right bar.
Oh, thanks, Meganata. Appreciate it, as always.
Do you happen to know Manny Morales?
Who is asking?
I don't think you need to know those details, young lady. Suffice to say, we're here on business from Miami.
I see. I didn't think you looked like a regular tourist. You're here to make a deal on rum, aren't you?
How did you...
You and your friend talk very loudly. Mr. Morales' office is behind the side door inside the bar, but he won't just let you in. He's very paranoid. You must give a password if you're going to get inside.
And do you know this password?
I might. I might even be able to tell you what it is, for the right price.
Name it.
There is a man inside the bar. His name is Umberto. You'll recognize him by his stylish dress sense. He procured my services last week and still has not paid. Get my money from him, and I'll tell you the password.
Thank you for your time.
See you later, handsome.
Right. Favor for a favor. Quid pro quo. Usual deal. Had more sausage than any other. Oh, Magnata. Always a gentleman. Chat thing still doesn't seem to be catching up, but I tried. Don't know what's going on there. Maybe CapChat's having a day off, I don't know. Yeah, that's Umberto. Guess we gotta talk to him.
Mind if I join you for a moment?
Not at all. Please, have a seat.
Hey, that's Francisco
The name's
himself.
Alfie Banks, by the way.
Humberto Suarez. Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Banks.
You seem like a man with taste. You in here regularly?
I am, yes. I find this place is an excellent spot to unwind. Aside from that, we get many tourists like yourself in here, which gives me the chance to practice my English.
Can you tell me anything about Manny Morales?
I see him in here regularly, but I've rarely spoken with him. People of that sort are not the type I wish to associate with. I'm sure you understand.
Of course.
I had a little chat with the girl outside. She says you owe her some money.
I'm sure I have no idea what you are talking about.
Is that so?
Mr. Banks, if you wish to come in here and join me for drinks, that is one thing. But to blatantly insult my honor by implying that I would hire that floozy?
Relax, it was just a question. I meant no harm by it. Listen, I feel bad about what I said earlier. Can I make it up to you by getting you a drink?
I won't say no to that. What are we drinking?
I don't know. What is it like? Rum?
How about some of your finest Cuban rum?
Now you are speaking my language. I guarantee you'll taste no finer rum anywhere else. Arturo, dos rones, por favor.
The glass contains Umberto's drink. Ashtray. You don't smoke and you don't feel like carrying on someone else's old cigar butt. I reckon I'm supposed to do something with the drinks, but I don't know. Nah. Whatever.
Thank you,
Bottoms
Mr.
up.
Banks. That was quite enjoyable. If you'd like to have some more, I will not say no.
Butch, let's talk a minute.
What is it?
You okay? You seem a bit more on edge than usual.
I told you, Havana and I got some history that ain't so great.
Care to elaborate?
Not particularly. Look, I'll be fine. Once we finish, I'll just pop another sedative for the flight home and everything will be swell.
You mentioned you got sedatives? Could I have one?
Do I look like some kind of dope peddler to you?
No, I just thought having one might come in handy.
Planning on slipping someone a Mickey, are ya? Okay, I'm not gonna judge. Knock yourself out.
That isn't quite my plan, but thanks.
Well, guess that answers what we're supposed to do.
You know anything else about this Morales guy?
I've heard the boss mention him a couple of times, but aside from what I already told you, nothing.
Do you think he knows we're coming?
Guess we'll find out, won't we?
Why does everything we do have to be so opaque?
Because if you go shouting your business from the rooftops, there's a good chance you'll wind up getting clipped.
He makes a good point.
Could you deal with Umberto? He's not very cooperative.
Sorry, kid, but this ain't the USA. I'm not much for starting international incidents just for the hell of it. I'm not getting my hands dirty here unless I absolutely have to.
Butch, I need you to help me out with a distraction.
What do you need me to do?
Get Umberto's attention while I'm sitting at the table. I'll give you the signal when I'm ready.
Okay, I'll be waiting.
Let's get back to it.
Butch has kindly given you one of his sedatives. It's a rather unremarkable small white pill. Almost said smite wall pill. Yeah.
Mind if I join you for a moment?
Not at all. Please, have a seat.
How about...
Excellent.
How about...
Now I get Arturo.
Let's get wasted again. We saved not too long ago, Fletcher. I think we'll be safe. Besides, I don't think this is a game where you can't screw up or anything. Can't do that while Umberto was watching. Oh, okay, this is where you distract him. You discreetly wave your hand behind your chair, giving Butch the signal.
Excuse me, do you speako the English? I want el drinko, pronto.
Really? Such rudeness.
Oh, whoa. That's my cue. Nice toss.
What is this? There is something in my drink.
What? Are you sure?
Mr. Banks, I can clearly see through the liquid. Did you do this?
No, of course not.
That Arturo needs to clean these glasses better.
That's
I'll
what
have
I
him
get
take
for
the
ordering
drinks
a
away.
clear drink. Okay, let's try that again.
Butch,
You got any more
let's talk.
sedatives? I hope he brought
What
a
is it?
family pack.
Butch,
You're lucky I've got so many.
let's get back.
Okay.
Mind if I...
Not
How about...
X.
Let's see, gin, whiskey, vodka. All of these are clear, aren't they? And again, whiskey. Whiskey's brown, isn't it?
Some whiskey, perhaps?
An interesting choice. Arturo, try me those whiskeys.
I don't know, I'm not an alcohol connoisseur. Here we go again.
Hey, are you El Defo or just Stupido? I'm trying to order a drink here.
Really? Such rudeness.
Rudeness. How you like this?
Thank you, Mr. Banks. That was quite enjoyable. If you'd like to have some more, I will not say no.
You won't find it so enjoyable in a minute. Wow, out like a light. You search Umberto's jacket and find 20 Cuban pesos. Ta-da! Here's your cash, missus.
This is what Umberto was carrying. I hope it's enough to settle his debt.
It will have to do. If you want to get in to see Morales, just knock on the door and tell whoever opens the slot that Rosalinda sent you.
Got it. Thank you.
Doesn't have the same ring to it as Ken sent me. But hey, they do things differently in Havana, Cuba. Hi.
Rosalinda sent me.
Bingo. Oh! Hello.
Well, this don't look so good.
Who just opened the door then?
What the hell happened here?
Looks like our friend got himself a bad case of lead poisoning.
He doesn't look like he's been dead very long, but I didn't hear any shots.
Something ain't right here. This has setup written all over it.
I'll have a look around, see if I can find anything that might tell us more.
Seriously, who opened the door? Is he hiding behind the door? Did he jump out the window? What? You'd rather not close the door right now. Oh yeah, and leave that corpse for everyone to see. Manny Morales, you don't want to disturb the body. Fallen papers. You search through the notes, but they're all written in Spanish. However, there is one in which the name Tom Walsh appears several times.
So Morales at least knew Fatty existed. Maybe he was expecting us.
Fatty's our boss. You can't see anything productive coming out of using that. On the wall is a map of the Western Caribbean and Southeastern United States, on which several red lines have been marked. These must be Morales' supply routes. What's in the drawers? You search through the drawers but find nothing of interest. Anything on the desk? There's an overturned chair. Whoever was sitting in it must have stood up from it very quickly.
Someone beat us to the punch, it seems.
What about the window?
These windows are the only other possible way out of here, and they're both locked.
See, he's hiding behind
So
the
Morales
door.
was meeting with someone already, even though he knew about Fatty. Wait a minute. Butch, we've been so wrapped up in figuring out what happened that we forgot the most obvious question. If Morales was already dead when we got here, then who opened the door?
God damn it, Alfie.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but the Havana rum-running trade is currently under new management.
I figured that out the second we walked into the room. Whatever.
Who the hell are you supposed to be?
I'm the new boss.
Same as the old boss, I'd wager.
Be quiet, Yankee.
Why did you kill Morales?
It was time for a change of the business. He held a monopoly on rum export for far too many years now. not giving others like me a chance to shine. I would say that was rather unfair, wouldn't you?
We came here to make a deal on behalf of Fatty Walsh back in Miami.
Yes, I know this. I'm sorry, but as the new head of the business, I will have to politely decline your offer.
I don't think Fatty will be too pleased by that.
That's not my problem. I have more reputable clients I can deal with. Walsh is nothing to me.
You sure about that, Chico?
Please, put the gun away. There is no need for this nonsense. There will be no deal with Walsh. That is final. Now please, be on your way before I...
Oh!
What did you do that for?
The asshole deserved it. Now let's get out of here before these Cubans start asking questions.
Damn, Butch.
This is just great. Another assignment gone to pot. You really need to work on that itchy trigger finger of yours, Butch.
Look, I said I was sorry.
Is that what we're supposed to say to Fatty? Sorry, we couldn't make the deal because Butch shot the guy in the face?
Banks, I'm really starting to...
Gentlemen, please. I've heard married couples bigger less than you two.
Stay out of this, would you?
Fine. If you want to go back to your boss of failure, I will.
What are you talking about?
The man who went in and killed Morales was Rogelio Vargas, the only other major rum runner in town. His takeover attempt has been a long time coming. The other night, Morales told me about his meeting with Fatty Walsh's men. I knew Vargas hated Walsh, and would make his move if he knew about the deal. So I tipped him off. Vargas took care of Morales, and you took care of Vargas, as I expected.
So you played us all. But why?
Isn't it obvious? There is now a vacancy in the bootleg rum trade. You can go home and tell your boss I'll be happy to open up a route for him.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that? Let's go, Butch. I'm starting to see why you and Havana don't get along.
The hooker was the mastermind the whole time.
So, you still on for next week, Rosa?
Wouldn't miss it for anything, handsome.
Oh, Butch, you playa. Well, that certainly was unexpected. Hello. March 1929.
Huh? Fine, I'm coming.
Oh my god. This better not get me banned off Twitch.
What?
Boss wants to see you. Says it's important.
Fine, tell him I'll be up in a few minutes.
Who is that?
Mrs. Grundy, come to tell us the party's over.
Oh, forget that noise. Just come back to bed.
Afraid I can't. I'm not in the habit of ignoring orders from upstairs.
Fine. Your loss.
I guess we'll just leave her. Sleep it off. Now's not the time to be cleaning up. Now's not the time to be dead either. Haha. Well, I guess we gotta go clean up. And get dressed. And get moving.
Will you be long, handsome?
Knowing Fatty, it could be a while. I wouldn't wait if I were you.
Maybe I'll see you around?
Maybe you will.
Glad you could step away from the broads and booze long enough to come see me.
Are you gonna give me a hard time, or are you gonna tell me what needs to be done?
Hey, easy now. No need to throw an ing-bang over there. Here's the problem. I've been hearing about some chump out in the swamp brewing his own moonshine and trying to compete with me. The day some classless redneck pulls one over on Fatty Walsh is the day I die. I need you to go out there, find his shack, and sabotage his operation.
The Everglades are huge. How am I supposed to find one shack in the middle of all that swampland?
You'll find a way. There's a camp of prospectors settled near the start of the Tamiami Trail. They'll probably know a thing or two.
Right. I'll take care of it.
Oh, and before you go, take this. It can be pretty hairy out there, so if you run into any trouble, you won't be left high and dry.
Finally seeing fit to give me my own gun, huh?
It's been long enough. You've earned it. Now get out there and see what you can find.
Well, send on another errand. What a surprise. You know, is it just me, or does this part of the game feel like it kind of came out of nowhere? Like, all this time we've been working for Merrick, I think his name was, working with the reporter lady and Doc, and now all of a sudden the mob comes along and everyone else is out of the picture? Seems like a sudden swerve to me. Whatever. Let's not go shooting people willy-nilly just yet.
Hello, sir.
What do you want, city boy?
What exactly are you doing out here?
Trying to find something of value. This land's been worthless since the hurricane in '26, but it might be good for farming. Haven't had too much luck so far.
Anything I should know about the Everglades?
Well, it's full of critters that just love to take a bite out of your fancy suit. I wouldn't stray too far from here unless you got good reason to.
Oh, I got good reason.
You seem like a man who's seen a fair bit. Do you know of any moonshine runners set up out here?
Moonshine? I never touch the stuff myself. You got the wrong person if you're looking for it.
It's not quite like that. Let's just say I'm looking for one particular individual for other reasons.
Well, now, I ain't gonna ask too many questions, 'cause you city folk don't bring nothing but trouble. But I can tell you the surest way to find a moonshine runner is to follow the smoke.
Smoke?
Sure. The stills let up an awful lot of smoke. They try and hide it so the law won't catch them, see? But they usually leave some sort of instructions on how to find them as a backup. Matter of fact, I found this old piece of paper behind a tree the other day. Maybe it'll come in useful to you.
I see. Thanks for the information. I'll be going now.
Go on, get it.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. Old paper. Be ya idiot. How many times I gotta tell you? It's under the Uh-huh. We just gotta find the and we'll be golden.
Could I borrow your machete?
Can't imagine a fancy suit like yourself using one of these. Go ahead. It'll be fun to watch.
Got a feeling he's one of the runners. Who knows? Into the glades. What's in the tent? Got no business snooping around inside. Okay. That just makes me even more suspicious. We got everything out of him that we could get. How many times I gotta tell you? It's under the roof. Okay? Let's see what we can find into the glades. Just gotta follow the smoke. Tree trunk has a small opening at the bottom. Well, tree trunks in games tend to hide secrets, but... might be some swamp creature living inside. So, no. Can't see anything productive coming out of using that. I don't know. Hollow tree trunk, big, suspicious-looking branch. Could be a switch in disguise. That's how it worked in Deathgate. Roots. Huh. Under the root? See no reason to mess around with the tree root at the moment. Mangrove tree. A magnificent mangrove tree dominates the landscape in this part of the forest. And yet I can't mess around with the root. Use the paper on the root to figure out... No? I can't do anything with it. Can go east or west. Well, no choice but to keep soldiering on then. What is that? That is nothing. More trees. Cluster trees grow here. Each one seems to have a branch pointing in a different direction. No diamonds in this stump. And no pouch either. Now's not the time to be climbing trees. What is it time for? Not time to be cleaning up. Not time to be climbing trees. Not the time to be dead. Oh, hello! A giant alligator is resting on the shore. Don't let his deceptive smile fool you. He looks hungry. Well, could probably try shooting it, but I don't know if I want to waste my ammo. Rock pile. Stab it. The alligator may be in your way, but you don't want to hack the poor creature to pieces. You can't get anywhere near the rock pile with the alligator in the way. Can I talk to it? As you value all your limbs, you decide not to get too close to the alligator.
Go on, get out of here!
Huh. Just scared it off. That works. You search underneath the under the rock pile and find a small metal box. The box is locked. You slip the thin blade of the machete in the seam under the box's lid, and after a few attempts, you're able to pry it open. Take a look inside the box. It's empty apart from a folded sheet of old paper, which you take. B. Had to move it again. Go see the 3 brothers. One will point you the right way. Could it be talking about the roots this time? No reason to mess around with it. No? Or 3 brothers' trees? Or 3, yeah. One will point you the right way. The ground is softer here, but not enough for you to be able to do anything with your bare hands. Hack it with the machete. Thrust the machete into the ground and feel it make contact with something hard just below the surface. Twisting it around, you manage to move the soil around and uncover another metal box. The cowards! The fools! You slip the... yeah. What's in there? Put the machete away, damn it. Another folded piece of paper. Where to now? The law's getting close. Huh. Wait. It's not one of these trees, is it? No? No. Maybe the one back where we started. Yeah, still can't do anything with the roots. Okay. Yeah. So, there is something in the opening after all? Jeez, could have saved a lot of trouble if we just checked that out from the beginning. Stupid railroading. Oops, the machete's blade snaps in half. Apparently it couldn't handle the stress of all these boxes. And another piece of paper. What now? Ring finger? Okay. Seems pretty cut and dry to me. You search underneath the root of the mangrove tree and find a rope concealed underneath. You give it a sharp tug. Jesus. Wow. Could have just checked that out right from the start. And I see smoke.
Aha! Found you. Doesn't seem like that's too far away. As long as I can keep that direction, I should be able to make it there before nightfall.
Really wanted to be trekking out here all by yourself? At night, in your fancy suit? Who knows what you're gonna find? A small patch of dry dirt in front of the shack. Maybe it will eventually be a garden? Maybe something's buried there, I'll reckon. Let's check the window. Soft flickering glow is coming from the window. It makes the shack look somewhat cozy. Shack has a perfectly good door. No need to go clambering in through the window. Fine. Thought I could maybe sneak a peek, but no. Well, I'd say we found our still. Now let's set the place on fire. Figuring it would come in handy, you pick up the fire blanket. Mason jars. Jar of moonshine. You consider combining the moonshine jar with the fire blanket, but thinking about it hurts your brain. I thought I could maybe soak it in moonshine to make something flammable. Taking the jar wouldn't do much to sabotage the still. Maybe we're gonna plant someone there. Could be, Fletcher. Touching the stills would be unwise as they're probably very hot. In any case, you wouldn't achieve much by pushing them. Mason jars, funnels. Fine funnels. That might cause an explosion, but it wouldn't be enough to sabotage both stills. You can't reach the pipe from your current position. Climb up the roof somehow. Can't see much of a use for dry dirt. Can I just try and throw it from down here? No. The fire blanket is scratchy, but feels as though it would do a good job of suppressing flames. Maybe I'm supposed to put the blanket on the chimney. The fire blanket might put the fire out. Well, I still need to... Yeah, simply putting out the fire would be enough to sabotage the stills. I have to put this place out of commission permanently and take them out both at a time. Mason jar filled with moonshine. Powerful stuff around 180 proof. You better be careful with it. Cleverly attempt using the gun with the moonshine jar, but it doesn't make any sense to do that. Is there anything else I can shoot? Shoot the chimney. No? Overhang. Against your better judgment, you decide to climb up on the shack's roof. There we go. Block the chimney with the blanket, just like in Day of the Tentacle. Get off the roof, of course. Chug, 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 chug. We're here to waste this place, not to get wasted, Fletcher. Okay, now what? I haven't actually tried putting the jar in the chimney. See if that does anything. Won't be much help. Cover the pipe with the fire blanket, preventing the smoke from escaping. Okay. I've done all I can with the chimney, I reckon. Throw this through the window? No. The fire burns bright and hot as it heats still above. It can't be very safe to have an open flame so close to all this alcohol, though. Might cause an explosion, but blah blah blah. Funnels, jars. The large connected pipes at the top of the stills funnel out the smoke produced from the distilling process, presumably out to the pipe on the roof. Yeah, okay. Giant metal stills take up most of the room. You're not completely sure how they work, but you think these are filled with mash, which is being heated and distilled into moonshine. Condenser pipe. Where the moonshine comes from, it's connected directly to the still. No, can't take more than one jar. Still don't need the funnels, don't need the empty jars. Shoot the still, shoot the exhaust pipe, shoot the fire, shoot the jar. I'm just gonna try everything here. Still, exhaust, condenser, mason jars, empty jars, funnels. Combine the jar and the gun. You consider sticking your finger in the pipe to block it, but realize that wouldn't achieve very much. You'll need something more permanent. shoot the moon. I'm going to shoot the moon. No. Besides, I don't see the moon right now. What's with the dirt? Okay. You pour half of the moonshine into the patch of dirt, creating a nice patch of mud. You scoop up a handful of mud. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Mud. Doesn't end fire wouldn't be a good idea. Mason jars. Jar. Condenser pipe. Ah. You plug up the condenser with the mud. You'd better get out of here quickly. This thing is likely to blow everything sky high in a few minutes. Da-da-da-da-da-da! Uh-oh. Sounds like someone's coming. It's the Moonshine Runner, but you notice something very familiar about him. Of course, it's the robber who took your money at the bank all those years ago. Oh, good. We'll be getting some payback for that as well. Warn him, stay quiet. Huh. Paragon or Renegade? Renegade for life, bitch.
So it's done? You put him out of business?
Yes, it's done. He won't be a problem anymore.
You rubbed him out, huh?
Rubbed him out.
I didn't mean to, but yes.
I like your style. Didn't have you pinned for a button man.
It was an accident, I swear. How was I supposed to know he'd come back when the stills were rigged to blow?
Ah, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Don't worry
forget about it.
I killed a man.
You get used to it. It's all part of the business.
Well, maybe I don't want to get used to it. In fact, maybe I don't want to be part of this business anymore.
Look, you're upset. I get it. It ain't easy bumping someone off. I was pretty upset my first time, too. But get that don't want to be a part of it baloney out of your head. You ain't going anywhere. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, that's more like it. Look, I'm having a big party tonight. Come by, have a few drinks, take your mind off things.
All right, maybe I will.
Good. I got an especially big job for you tomorrow, so let's celebrate tonight and discuss the particulars in the morning. See you later, kid.
Alfie's slowly starting to realize this whole
Mobsters,
mob
real
business
estate
might not be a
agents.
good thing.
What's the difference anyway? This ends tonight, fatty. I'll make you see reason one way or another. I might not get out of this alive, but I sure as hell can't keep living like this.
Well, at least he's showing some initiative. I still have a moonshine jar? Whatever will we use that for? And the same people are still dancing over and over and over, never stopping. Why are they still dancing? Hello, Butch.
So, they've got you guarding the party, huh?
Beats having to go and get my suit dirty out in the swamp.
Touché.
What's the occasion for this party anyway?
I think it's one of his girl's birthdays or something. You know, Fatty. He'll throw a party just because he had a particularly pleasing bowel movement. First time in a
Ew.
while he's come out to mingle with the guests, though. Must be feeling pretty good.
Keep up the good work, Butch.
Huh. We could just go in and shoot him. I guess. Alfie said he didn't mind if he wasn't gonna come out alive. But maybe we could try going for something a little more, you know, something we would actually live through. Butch doesn't want my moonshine.
Hold on there, Alfie. You know the rules. I gotta search you.
Fine, but make it quick.
So we can't bring our gun in the can, we?
Can't let you in carrying a piece, Alfie. You know how the boss is. If you want to come in, you're gonna have to hand it over.
Fine. Here.
Okay, not that
Okay,
easy.
you're clear. Go ahead.
A little more Solid Snake than Duke Nukem. Exactly, Magnata. Party guests. There's Fatty. Playing roulette. Probably fixed.
Some party, huh?
The doorman just nods. He doesn't seem the chatty type.
Keep up the good work, fella.
The server rolls his eyes. I don't think any of your party guests want to talk to me. Yeah. The flapper. More interested in a cigarette. Gambler.
So, who's winning?
Still don't want to talk to me. Croupier just wants to announce who's won and who's lost. So that just leaves Fatty.
Mr. Walsh?
Make it snappy, kid. I got a lot riding on black.
Threaten. I don't think that's a particularly good idea.
Some party.
Thanks, kid. Glad you're enjoying yourself. Of course, things would be a lot better if that damn delivery would get here already. I'm starting to get impatient.
Someone shoot that trumpet player who's playing snips of every song. And that's a bad thing. How? He's not bad.
You mentioned a delivery?
Yeah, that's right, from the bakery. You know, the one the old bag used to run.
Oh yeah, the crazy
They're
old bitch
supposed
who
to be
shot
sending
me.
a cake, but it ain't here yet. Come to think of it, could you be a lamb and go check on it for me?
I'm not your errand boy, Mr. Walsh. Maybe you should ask someone else.
Actually, I think you'll find you are. So get to it.
Get to it. I don't want him to know we're planning something.
Never mind.
Actually, yeah, you could die in this game, but it gets immediately reset, so it's not that big of a deal.
My gun, please?
Here you go.
Okay, yeah. Let's go check up on that damn cake. Maybe we could put a bomb in it. Or lace it with moonshine to get everyone wasted at the very least.
Excuse me.
How may I help you, sir?
I'll let you get back to work.
Yes, sir.
Everything good with you, Benny?
Good enough, Mr. Banks. Thanks for asking.
Glad to hear it. Keep up the good work.
Ah, Ben Chandler. It's adorable how he tries to sound American, but that Australian accent still pokes through. Ah, sorry, Fletcher. That didn't cross my mind. Well, if it makes you feel any better, we could go back and see if anything happens if we do stick around. Just save right here. Go on, get.
Go on.
This probably won't take long now that we know what to do anyway. Rock pile. Oh yeah, use the machete. Yup. Inside is... yep, the 3 butters. Oh yeah, the dirt. Metal box. Law's getting close. How many times did I get shot? About 2-3 times before I figured out what exactly to do. Stupid old granny with her shotgun. Slipped it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, whatever. This is a bit. Paper. Ring finger as before. Yeah, but I think that was the only time I died in the entire game so far. Yeah. Back to the shack, Mac. Yeah, this game has a few scenes like that that really throw you for a loop the first time through. Like that drunk guy suddenly taking a swing at the commissioner. Oh no, this game is pretty lenient in general, which is only a good thing. Again, with the notable exception of that damn airplane part. Did I block it? No. Okay. Now we just sit back and wait for things to go boom. Huh. The chat thing did something. Disconnected from the socket server. Maybe it'll work now? I don't know. Nothing seems to be happening. Oh hey, the chat thing is working again. Awesome. It must have been a glitch with CapChat after all, and it finally resolved itself. Ah, crap baskets. Are we live again? My internet just died for no damn reason. Please, somebody in the chat say something. Hello? Am I live? The chat worked and the stream hiccuped something. Okay. I gotta refresh this real quick. That doesn't seem to be updating. Yeah, I'm live. Thank you, Magnata. Don't know what the hell happened there. Been some weird outages every once in a while. No, I didn't get blown up. I paused the game just in case something would happen, but nothing seems to have happened yet. And I don't think anything will happen, frankly. Standing around for a while, but nothing. Yeah, both pipes are clogged. I got the warning message saying I should hightail it out of there. I don't have the mud anymore, so it would be odd if the stills blow up and the streams went down at the same time. Eh. Whoa! Okay, something did happen. Oh, that made me jump. We went boom. Okay. Not exceptionally impressive, but hey, got a little payoff at the very least. Now let's check out that cake. Pie.
Louis!
Alfie!
How'd you wind up getting this gig?
Fatty said I looked the part. Never trust a skinny baker, he said.
I guess you can't really argue with that logic. The apron really suits you.
Thanks.
So, Fatty kept this place going as a bakery?
Yeah. Can't say I blame him, though. It's a good side business, nice for laundering, you know?
Not to mention always having sweets available.
Now you're starting to understand.
Yeah, Fatty. Makes sense.
I hear there's supposed to be a cake delivery to the Biltmore tonight.
That's right, for Fatty's party. Al's in the back putting the finishing touches on it. But then, he's been doing that for hours. He's obsessed with getting it just right. I had no idea he was this high-strung. I just hope he gets it done in time, or we're all gonna get it.
Take it easy.
You too.
It's kind of silly that it does take too long, considering all you have to do is just walk out before it explodes, but... Oh, well, them's the breaks. So, what's Al doing? Doesn't look bad. Glass of whiskey's on the table. Apparently it helps Al work. Maybe he'd appreciate getting a little extra buzz. He poured just a tiny drop of moonshine into the glass of whiskey. You don't think that... No. Talk to him.
Hey, Al. How's it going?
Thanks. I haven't got time to chat right now. I need to have this cake absolutely perfect by tonight, or there's gonna be hell to pay.
Fine. I won't interrupt you. You feeling alright, Al,
Hey,
buddy?
Al. How's it going?
Thanks. You poisoned me, didn't you?
What? Don't be ridiculous. I think you're just working too hard.
Shh. Stop talking so loud.
Hey, Al. How's it going?
Thanks.
What? Shh.
I think he needs a little extra nudge. Baking materials. Glass. Smash the jar over his head. I don't think shooting him would be particularly subtle. Flour. Bookcase. Baking materials. Painting. Painting. What did I do? While Al is otherwise distracted, you steal a dollop of icing from the side of the cake. Delicious. Smooth, Alfie. I think if we give him more, we'll kill him. I gotta do something to get rid of him.
Hey.
Hey.
What? Shh.
I want to take another one. Some whiskey, cake, fancy cake, flour. I don't want to shoot him. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's just in my way. I don't think Al can see or hear anything right now. Well, if that's the case, then what am I supposed to do? Looks to be a desert landscape. You wonder why they would choose to hang this in a bakery. Well, maybe it's a dessert landscape. Haha. I can't shoot him even if I wanted to. Okay. Can't pour the moonshine over the cake. By the way, to tell Fatty you quit, or to get rid of Fatty altogether, I need to bother with the flour, shoot the flour, put the moonshine over the flour, the baking materials, the bookcase, the painting. Barrel of molasses. Nope, can't put any moonshine in that either. Oh, and he's back to normal again.
Hey, Al.
Thanks. I need to have this.
Baking materials. No, can't do anything with that. Haven't got time to go to another speakeasy right now. Bookcase from, full of cookbooks from behind which you can hear the sound of muffled music. What is it with these gangsters and hiding secret entrances behind bookcases? Stop moving around so much, Al. Oh, hang on. He put an icing tube on the table. No interest in the icing tube. Uh-huh. Maybe when he puts that down, I can spike it? Not interested in the icing. No, no, no. Unable to see how using that would be helpful. Ah. Tube which contains chocolate icing for the cake. Let's spike him again. Maybe then we can do something with the icing tube. Game's a bit unclear about what it wants me to do exactly. No, he doesn't put the tube down when he's wasted. Or baked, I should say. Haha.
Hey, Al.
Hey.
What? Shh.
Well, when I walk out again, he'll be fine. Don't need molasses. Don't want to smudge up the glass of the display case. Breads. Goods. Contains several canned goods such as jams, jellies, and other assorted items. Really? This looks like another bookcase to me.
Louis!
Alfie!
Take it easy.
You too!
Yeah. I'm in the mood for any preserves. Potted plant adds a bit of a cheery atmosphere to this otherwise dingy street. Sign. No, there's nothing out here. Maybe there's something I missed at the party. I don't know. Well, Al sent me on a very specific task, but Al, I mean Fatty. Here's my piece, Butch. Alright, just take it from me then.
Why aren't I allowed inside with my gun?
Increased security. Fatty's in the main room tonight, so nobody comes in with a piece.
What's he so worried about?
Guy like Fatty's got lots of enemies. Especially after that business with Rothstein last year. I'm sure you can live without it for a couple of hours.
Keep up the good work, Butch.
Hold on there, Alfie. You know...
Fine.
Yeah.
Can't let you in, Karen. If you want to come...
Fine.
Okay.
I just got an idea. I gotta hide my gun in the cake. Yeah, exactly what I was thinking, Magnata. Great minds think alike. Though, can we just stuff it in there, or... No, guess we'll find out. Just as soon as we feed more moonshine to Al. Just as soon as he's done squirting all over the place. Wink, wink. Yeah. Naturally get him drunk first so he doesn't notice what I'm about to do. Taking advantage of Al's current state, you sneakily shove the gun inside the cake, then cover up the giant hole in the side. That ought to do it then. Oh, Akago, you and your dirty mind. I guess you must be rubbing off on me.
Louis! Al! Take it easy.
You too!
So, is the cake gonna be delivered soon, then?
Hey, Al!
Thanks. I need to have this cake.
Fine. Guess we'll have to go to the party and wait and see. So after... Oh, okay, the bakery disappeared from the map, so that's a good sign, and it turned dark outside. Kind of funny how after all these years, Alfie is still driving the same clunker. Guess maybe that's part of the reason why he's so dissatisfied with his job. Go ahead and search me, Butch. I'm clean.
Hold on there, Alfie.
Fine.
Okay,
You're clear for clicks. There's the cake. Crap, maybe I should have saved first. Retrieve your special ingredient from the cake while nobody's looking. Okay. So, do I just shoot him, or... Well, nobody else is carrying a gun, so I might get off scot-free. At least he has a car, not the most common thing in this era. I suppose that is true, Magnata. Don't think Fatty would care much for that. Nope. Still can't spike the cake with the moonshine. Well, let's just shoot him and see what happens. It's now or never. You go over the threats you've rehearsed in your head once again, then reach in your pocket for your gun. Just as you're about to pull it out, however.
Boss, big trouble. The coppers are on their way. Someone tipped them off and they're coming to raid us.
Wouldn't you just know it, right during a winning streak, too? Okay, you know the drill. Flip the switches and clear everyone out. Party's over, folks. Everybody kindly scram.
Oh, boss, there's just one more thing.
Yeah?
What?
What the hell was that?
He had it coming. Some of the guys up north felt he was getting too big for his britches, so I got the order to cut him down.
So what happens to us now that Fatty's gone? Who's in charge, I mean?
Sorry to bust your bubble, but it ain't you. They'll send someone else from up north in the next couple of days. That's how this works.
So much for loyalty.
Don't give me that crap, Banks. You've been doing this long enough to know that it's all about knowing your place and doing what you're told.
So that story about the police coming was just a distraction?
Oh, no, they're coming all right. They need to find the bodies so this makes the news. Now, enough standing around.
Butch, wait.
Huh?
You're just gonna leave? What am I supposed to do?
Oh, yeah, about that. The coppers are gonna need someone to pin this on. I'm sorry to say, you drew the short straw, kid. No hard feelings, huh? Oh, I'm locking the elevator behind me, so don't bother trying to follow.
What? How can you just... I better figure out another way out of here. And fast.
Just when you think how things are gonna go, Butch has to come in and shoot somebody. Oh boy. Leave the body for the police, so he doesn't have anything on him. You sneak a bit of icing from the cake. Tie him into place, Alfie. Oh boy. Something in Fatty's office. Booze. You examine Fatty's alcohol collection more closely. A bottle of gin. It looks as though it's about 3/4 full. Bottle of rum hasn't even been opened yet. It must have been acquired quite recently. Bottle of vodka is clearly his favorite, as it's the one with the least liquid inside. The decanter is full of a dark alcohol, most likely whiskey. You remove the top of the decanter and take a whiff. Wow, that sure cleared out your sinuses. Huh? What am I supposed to be seeing here? Once again, the moonshine does not help. You rummage through Fatty's desk, but all you manage to find is a piece of paper with a very odd short story on it. The escape. Gloria knew the time had come. It was now or never. Nobody could tell her what to do. Violet had tried to warn her. Once she had even intervened. David was sweet, but she didn't love him. Knowing this made her feel ill. Anyone else would have stayed. Running away was all she had. Understandably, she was quite upset. Marriage just wasn't for her. Why did they have to print this in such an illegible font? But this is probably a clue of what I'm supposed to do with the bottles. No. Where did the paper go? Gloria knew the time had come. It was now or never. Nobody could tell her what to do. Violet tried to warn her once. She'd even intervened. David was sweet, but she didn't love him. And this made her feel ill. I think this is referring to how full the bottles are. Once. Sweet, but she didn't love him, so that's the full bottle. Anyone else would have stayed. Running away was all she had. Understandably, she was quite upset. Marriage just wasn't for her. I'm not sure I get it. Steve's... I can't even read these damn labels. 3/4 full. Hasn't even been opened yet. Clearly the favorite. It's easy if you can see it. Yeah, I think that's the case with most of these kinds of puzzles. Gloria knew the time had come. Now or never. Violet had tried to warn her once. She'd even intervened. David was sweet, but she didn't love him. Decanter, gin, rum, and vodka. Well, so I'm supposed to substitute the first letters of each drink. So, Gloria, gin. V, violet, vodka. D, decanter. Crap, I forgot the order again. Gloria. Nobody. No, that doesn't match anything. G, V, D. Well, D for decanter, but wouldn't it be W for whiskey? But, well, there's no W anywhere in here, so... Whatever. Crap, I forgot again. G, Gloria, Violet, David... so gin, vodka, decanter, and that thing. Aha! Suddenly you hear a rumbling sound coming from the other side of the room. A secret passage has opened up through which you escape.
Banks, over here.
Oh, hello.
Easy there, fellas. Let this guy through. He's with me. Is what they're saying true? Fatty Walsh is dead?
I think I'd prefer to plead the fifth on that one, Miss Douglas.
It's not exactly a secret that you were working for him.
Maybe not, but I've realized it's time for another career change.
Well, I'm afraid you're out of luck if you were planning on going back to Coral Gables. Our friend, George Merrick, got ousted from the city commission last June. Just as well, really. I was starting to get sick of writing all that bait-and-hook baloney. There's a new mayor, too. Dammers had some medical issue and went back up north.
Is that so?
In any case, the boom's over. It's all gone bust now. Fact is, the whole world is changing.
Yes, I'm beginning to get that impression.
So what's next for you? Aside from dodging the police, that is.
I'm not sure, but I'll try and figure something out. Good night, Miss Douglas. And thanks. I guess I owe you one.
Don't mention it. Good night, Mr. Banks. And good luck. Something tells me we're all going to be needing quite a lot of it very soon.
Wall Street in panic as stocks crash. Marjorie wasn't kidding. The world really has changed. As the country has sunk into a Great Depression, so have you. After the repeal of Prohibition, you mainly spend your time frequenting the newly opened bars. Ouch. Chapter 4. Returning Alone. Fall 1935.
Another round for you, Bill?
Sure, why not? Ever since they started letting us drink again, I just can't say no. So, has the old sad sack been in tonight?
Not yet, but it's coming up on 9. He should be here any minute.
You know, he may be a real son of a bitch, but I can't help but feel sorry for him.
Well, I don't. Plenty of people are hurting these days. A whole bunch are way worse off than him. I'll take those poor folks in the Dust Bowl, for example. Anyway, just because he used to be a real estate big shot doesn't give him the excuse to be disagreeable. But hey, as long as he pays and keeps to himself, I have no quarrel with him.
Maybe I can get him going tonight and see if we can finally find out if he was really working for the mob.
Well, speak of the devil.
Getting a little gray
Good
there.
Good evening, Mr. Banks. What'll it be tonight?
I suppose the last one sounds the most appealing.
Gin and tonic, and go easy on the tonic.
Yes, sir. Will this be on your tab?
It is every other night. Why should tonight be any different?
Here you are, sir.
Say, you got a light, pal?
Do I? No.
Say, you got a light, pal?
Well, there's some matches here.
Thanks, buddy.
Have I got horns coming out of my forehead or something?
No, sir.
Then why are you staring at me like I do?
You used to work in real estate, didn't you?
Yeah, so? What of it?
So, I'm curious about what it was like to be right in the middle of the land boom. But really, I'm more curious about what happened afterwards. Is it true you were working for Fatty Walsh?
You really are a blue nose, aren't you? If I were you, I'd stop asking those sorts of questions before things get unpleasant.
Oh, is that a threat? This is exciting. Are you threatening me?
Bill, knock it off.
Well, you can't exactly blame him for things going sour.
No, I'm doing more than just threatening.
Oh! Ow!
Oh, my head. Well, I suppose I've woken up in worse spots than this before. What's that over there on the wall?
Another big opportunity. Collection of leaflets and flyers are stuck to the wall. They seem to have been here for several years. You examine the flyers more closely. It's just a bunch of old posters for movies, music events, and Prohibition, although you can just make out a familiar blue one underneath them. You attempt to tear some of the posters off, but they've become plastered to the wall. There has to be some way of seeing what's underneath. Okay. If you washed your hands in this water, they'd likely end up dirtier than they started. You don't want to explore the dumpster too closely. There doesn't seem to be anything useful in it anyway. Nah, not even an old hammer? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Empty apart from an old red handkerchief. Got a flask. You've had it for about 4 years now, and lately it seems to be your best friend. Oh. Handkerchief in the puddle. Rub that on the posters. Gotta do it from here then. You decide to try wetting the bushes with the soaked handkerchief. Okay, like so.
Coral Gables. The Golden Galleon. Huh. The days when I was an upstart kid who was gonna make something of himself and restore the family name. Look where that got me. Ah, forget it. Life's too short to hold grudges. After all, if it hadn't been for Merrick, I'd probably be panhandling in Bryant Park right now. Might as well go see how the old bird is doing these days. Can't possibly be worse off than me. This place hasn't changed one bit. At least something from the old days is still around.
Well, hopefully things will get better soon, Fletchard.
Alfie Banks? What on earth are you doing here?
Mrs. Merrick, I know it's been a while, and I'm sorry.
10 years is much more than a while in my book, young man. In any case, I'm afraid you've picked a bad time to call.
What's the matter?
It's George, that stubborn fool. He's gonna get himself killed.
Killed? How?
You mean you haven't heard?
There's a hurricane coming. They're saying it might be as bad as the one in 26. It's set to pass through the Keys tomorrow afternoon.
So, why hasn't anyone prepared here?
Because it's not expected to come this far north.
Then there's something I'm not understanding. How exactly is George in danger?
We've been living down in Matacumbe Key for the past few years. George opened up a fishing club, and we've been running it together ever since he was ousted from the city commission. When he heard the hurricane was coming, he sent me up here and refused to budge. He said he wasn't going to let his dream die twice.
That's crazy! We have to get him out of there!
I'm afraid there isn't much that can be done. They've stopped all the trains going south.
There has to be a way. Don't worry, ladies. I'll get George back here safely. I owe him that much, at least.
Please be careful, Alfie.
And good luck.
Oh dear. Ducks in case objects are thrown. Yeah, well, I suppose it was inevitable for him to end up down in the dumps like this, but you know he's gonna make some kind of big revival as things go along. Maybe.
Begging your pardon, sir.
What can I do for you?
Didn't you used to be a guard at the Dinner Key Marina?
Yes, I did. Until I got fired for letting some tourists steal apart from a hydroplane. Took me years to be able to convince anyone to hire me back.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I was the one who got him fired. Oops.
When does the next train leave?
It doesn't.
What?
Well, haven't you heard? There's a hurricane set to strike the Keys.
Yes, I have actually.
Well, then you should know that all the trains have been canceled.
Oh dear.
You don't understand. It's of the utmost importance that I get down to the Keys.
I do understand, and I'm afraid you're out of luck, friend. There's only one train going down there, and it's not for passengers.
Why not?
Because it's being sent to evacuate the WPA construction workers who haven't left yet. If you need to take a fishing trip, I suggest you wait a few days.
There's something important we need to discuss.
Is there? Do tell.
Look, friend, it's extremely important I get on that train.
The old persuasion minigame again. Polished brass, cropped hair, pressed suit. Personality analysis, strict. Mafia hype? Hello, Malchus. Actually, we left the Mafia by now. And things have gone kind of sour. Got official business in the Keys, need to get down there ASAP. I have a friend in the Keys who needs my help. I'm the train conductor, this thing isn't going anywhere without me. Well, try to be professional with him.
I have official business in the Keys, and I need to get down there as soon as possible.
Official business? Who would schedule anything with a hurricane about to strike?
You'd be surprised. Some of us can't get a break.
Well, I hear you there. My bosses have been giving me nothing but a hard time for years. But I still don't see why I should let you on this train.
You're overworked and underpaid. Why would it be a big deal to let me by? I have a wealthy friend who'd make it worth your while to let me aboard. A man might die if you don't let me on. Can you live with that?
man might die if I don't go down and save him. Can you really live with that on your conscience?
And if I let you go down there, you might get yourself killed too. And then I'd have 2 deaths on my conscience. So unless you give me an extraordinary reason, you're not getting on this train.
I'm not getting through with name drop. George Merrick is in danger. I'm begging you and need to get on this train. Let me on the train or I'll report you to your superiors.
If you don't let me on that train, I'll report you to your superiors.
On what grounds? For doing my job? Give me a break. Get out of here before you make me angry.
Ah, damn it. Seems you've lost your touch, having been out of practice for so long. You're gonna need to find another way onto the train. Maybe I just wasn't meant to win this. Want some booze?
Look, I'm desperate. I need to get on that train. Can I maybe offer you a drink to look the other way?
A drink? You're trying to buy me off with a drink? You're just lucky I've been craving one for hours. Go on, before I change my mind. And if anyone asks, you don't tell them I let you on board.
Deal.
Success. Hours later.
Can't see a thing. We should be well on our way. Now I just need to find a way out of this car.
No way you could possibly open the door on your own. Strike a match. Stuff. George Merrick's someone important. Yeah, he was my boss before I quit and joined the mob. You weren't here for that part. That was the majority... a lamp. That was the majority of the story that happened before we, before the whole mob business. Pointless to light the lamp right now as it hasn't got any kerosene in it. Okay. Barrel. The lid of the barrel isn't sealed. You lift it up and see that it is nearly full to the top with what definitely smells like kerosene. Dip my hanky in it. And then bring it out into the lamp. Yep. Then light the lamp. And then we find the car is full of dynamite. Nope. Would have been funny, but this isn't Monkey Island. Door.
The storm seems to have made landfall already. Horse feathers! Sticking around back here probably isn't the best idea. I should head towards the front of the train.
Hammer time. Seats. Windows. Plyboard. Wouldn't be a good idea. He's the guy we're going to save, Fletcher.
Who are you? What are you doing on this train?
The name's
Hello,
Banks.
Dave Gilbert.
I snuck on board because I need to get to the keys.
You're crazy. What were you thinking?
I thought this train was meant to be taking supplies down there.
It was, but the people who sent it underestimated the power of the storm. We're only going forward because there's no way to turn back. The train is already starting to come apart. You're lucky it came up here when you did.
Reverse.
I was just about to detach the locomotive.
But why?
Because if even one car gets blown off the tracks, the rest of the train will too. It's not worth...
Uh-oh.
Damn it! I was afraid this would happen. If we don't equalize the pressure in this car, in the next few minutes it'll come apart. Help me get one of these windows open, would ya?
Windows are stuck shut because of the pressure. Hammer time.
Good going, guys. Now let's get to the locomotive so we can detach the train. Otherwise, we'll be swept off the tracks along with the rest of it.
Getting tense all of a sudden. Whoa.
The wind seemed to have died down slightly. We must be entering the eye of the storm. Or maybe not. I'd better find George. There isn't much time. George, open this door right now!
Alfie Banks? I have to admit, you were the last person I expected to see walking through that door. What brings you to my little club?
I came to get you, George. In case you weren't aware, there's a huge hurricane on its way.
I am well aware, yes. In fact, I sent Eunice away because of it.
I know. She's the one who told me where I could find you.
I see. I have to confess I don't fully understand why you've come. But as long as you're here, go ahead and have a seat.
I haven't got time to talk. We have to leave.
I insist. Besides, I'm not going anywhere.
Really now? And why is
George.
that?
Yes?
I know we didn't part on the best of terms the last time we saw each other. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I was young and stupid. I thought the world owed me.
Apology accepted, Alfie. We've all been there. So, now that we've got that out of the way, what else is on your mind?
So, what have you been doing with yourself the past few years?
Well, I'm sure you heard about the bust. Coral Gables went bankrupt, and I was forced to step down from the commission. I always enjoyed it down here in the Keys, and Eunice's family just happened to own this property. So we came down here and opened up the fishing club. It's been a much quieter life than I'm used to, but I can't complain. I suppose I had my time to shine.
Couldn't the others have done something for you? What about Doc?
I assume you didn't hear that Doc passed away 5
Oh.
years ago.
No, I didn't. Huh.
Damn it, I like Doc. Didn't even get to see him when he passed away.
Did you know this hurricane was coming?
I had heard, yes. The weatherman had been talking about it on the radio the past few days. They seem to take them a bit more seriously down here in the Keys.
So, yeah, we're just having a casual conversation in the midst of a fucking hurricane.
Why haven't you evacuated?
Ever heard the old saying, the captain always goes down with his ship? I never abandoned Coral Gables. I see no reason why I should abandon the Caribbean Club.
Coral Gables was lucky. It didn't get the worst of the hurricane in 26. You're right in the path of this one.
That may be, but I think I've taken sufficient precautions.
George, we need to leave. Isn't there any way I can convince you?
You did a pretty good job of convincing plenty of other people in the old days. I'm not opposed to hearing what you have to say.
Oh boy. This
so, Alfie,
again.
why is it so important we go back?
Optimistic. If we stay here, the hurricane will kill us. We need to leave immediately. Coral Gables needs you back. Your absence is felt. Althea is very sick. She's not going to make it. You need to go to her.
Your mother is terribly ill. I came to tell you. I don't think she's going to make it. You need to come back to Miami as soon as possible.
Alfie, please. I watched you sell countless plots of lands and houses to people for years. Do you think I can't tell when you're lying? If this is what you came for, I think we should turn our attention to more worthwhile conversation topics.
What, that's it?
George?
Yes?
George, please, listen to me. We have to get out of here.
So you say, but I have yet to see any valid reason to. So, Alfie...
Oh, I can just keep trying again with this guy. Coral Gables needs you back. Your absence is felt. Hurricane would kill us. We need to leave immediately.
Coral Gables needs you back, George. It's just not the same without you.
Oh, I hardly think that's true. Coral Gables has been fine without me the past few years. We had our moment in the sun. It's time for a new generation to take over.
Oh yeah, I did manage to convince a few people early on in the game, but it gets trickier as you go along, I've noticed. But even if you fail, there's usually an alternate solution to win them over. Like with the guy just now we bribed with the booze. You're right, we're useless relics of a bygone era. We're still important, those new people are a bunch of jerks. Still so much left to do, we can't just give up.
There's still so much left to do in Coral Gables. You can't just give up now.
Oh, really? This is an interesting change of attitude. Didn't you give up on Coral Gables when you decided to work for Tom Walsh?
I didn't give up on Coral Gables, I gave up on you. Don't try turning this around, this isn't about me. I saw where things were going and went with more lucrative opportunities.
No, don't do that. This isn't about me. We're discussing you.
And quite frankly, I think we've exhausted that topic. Let's move on.
Ah!
George?
Yes?
George?
So Al...
Coral...
we had a...
There's...
Oh, really? Didn't you get...
I wasn't giving up on Coral Gables. I was giving up on you.
Of course. We've already covered this ground. No need to rub salt any further into the wound. Let's keep things civil and discuss something else, shall we?
George?
Yes?
Well,
George,
since it keeps giving me opportunities to try this again and again, I think I just need to keep trying until I've...
We're just going...
Just gotta keep trying until I manage to persuade him. Wop wow doy?
So,
what are you saying? What are you going on about, Fletchard?
Coral...
we had our...
There's...
Oh, really? Didn't you?
I saw the way things were headed and decided to go for a more lucrative opportunity.
For which I can hardly blame you, but I just wish you hadn't jumped ship so soon.
What else was I supposed to do? Drown with the rats? I don't share your optimism, George. I still can't understand how you never felt tempted to just give up yourself.
Who says I didn't? Do you think you're the only one who saw what was going on? The Depression came to Coral Gables years before the rest of the country. There were days when I thought about packing it all in. I knew when the bubble had burst, but I worked too hard to just give everything up. I stayed until they threw me out.
I didn't know that. I thought you were just naive.
We all have our bad days, Alfie. Sometimes it's bad weeks or even months. But what's important above all else is sticking to your principles.
He's got a good head on the shoulders. You're right. How could I have been so rash? I'm an idiot. Are your principles worth getting killed over? Principles are great, but money's on what's people's minds nowadays.
I understand what you're saying, George, but times have changed. Principles are important, surely, but the depression and lack of money is all anyone thinks about. You made the city beautiful, sparing no expense, making it all about the aesthetics. But think about the value of that city in the current economic climate. Someone in charge wouldn't think twice about tearing down the Biltmore to sell the land if it meant a profit.
And all the work we did, all the sacrifices people made would have meant nothing. I hadn't even considered that possibility. I can't in good conscience allow something like that to happen.
All right.
It seems living down here all these years has made me a bit out of touch. All right, Alfie. As soon as this storm passes, we'll take the first train back to Miami so I can assess the situation myself. Thank you for helping me see things a bit more clearly.
I think I'm the one who should be thanking you for that, George.
Right. Let's get a move on.
We should be careful. It sounds like the storm has gotten stronger.
Uh-oh.
George, this building is coming apart. We haven't got any time to lose. We need to get someplace safer.
When we get out there, we need to head directly for the shelter south of here. Just follow me, and we'll be there in no time.
Right behind you.
So relaxed with his hands in his pockets.
George, watch out! The ceiling is collapsing!
Oh! Epilogue. A grave in the Everglades. Oh dear.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we remember a very special man whose life was unfortunately cut short. Alfie Banks was someone who wasn't afraid to speak his mind. In fact, he certainly gave me a piece of it one of the last times I spoke with him. Alfie didn't need to apologize to me for the falling out we had so many years ago, but he did, and that meant more to me than anyone could ever know. In the time I knew and worked with him, Alfie always showed an immense amount of initiative, which makes it no surprise that he achieved as much as he did. Despite harder times in his last few years, he showed in the end that he was a good man. I would not be here speaking to you right now if it weren't for him. Not only do I owe my life to him, but my livelihood as well. Though I may not have expressed it as clearly as I should have, Alfie was instrumental in the success of Coral Gables. I'm sure he knew that. And though he was taken from us far too soon, Alfie's legacy will live on in the streets and buildings of this city. Because, just like the galleon which came to be the symbol of Coral Gables, Alfie sailed through all our lives, leaving behind a golden wake.
Title drop. Oh, bad ending. Well, sad ending, not necessarily bad, but... I wonder if there was something we could have done to get out of that in one piece. Edward Doc Dammers, Coral Gables' first mayor, completed his term in 1928. In 1929, he suffered a stroke while playing golf. How appropriate. After several months of recovery, he returned to his summer home in Cochituate, Massachusetts, where he died on March 24th, 1930. Oh, I guess he was a real person. Despite being killed in his penthouse suite on March 4th, 1929, Thomas Fatty Walsh's legacy lives on at the Biltmore Hotel, where many claim his ghost still haunts the 13th floor. Employees have reported elevator malfunctions as well as the smell of cigar smoke when no one is staying in his suite. Nobody is staying in the suite. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Magnata. Him or us. Althea Merrick continued living at her home until her death in 1937. In 1976, the city of Coral Gables acquired the house and restored it to its 1925 appearance. In 2010, the Coral Gables Garden Club commissioned a bronze statue of Althea, which currently sits in the garden of the Coral Gables house. Oh, so these were all real people. I didn't actually know that, but then I don't know a whole lot about American history. William Jennings Bryan went on to participate in the Scopes monkey trial in 1925, where he famously took the stand and denounced evolution. Successfully achieving a guilty verdict, Bryan died 5 days after the trial ended. Yeah, apparently so, Magnata. Huh. Mabel Cody continued performing death-defying stunts with her flying circus until 1924, when it disbanded due to an accident where she suffered a broken forearm and dislocated shoulder. She went on to join the Doug Davis Baby Ruth Flying Circus. Eunice Peacock Merrick remained in Coral Gables until her death in 1989. Damn, she lived for a long time. Her contributions of land, as well as founding the Coral Gables Women's Club and Gardening Club, made her a pivotal figure in the development of the city. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas went on to become a crusader for the environment. Best known for her work related to the conservation of the Everglades, her best-selling book, The Everglades, River of Grass, made her cause popular and earned her the nickname the Grand Dame of the Everglades. She died in 1998 at the age of 108. Wow. Yeah, Alfie is obviously fictional, but, you know, made to interact with all of these famous historical figures. Sort of like Forrest Gump, I guess. After the 1935 hurricane destroyed the Caribbean colony, George Merrick returned to Coral Gables, where he re-entered the real estate business. In 1940, he became postmaster of Miami and died 2 years later in 1942 at the age of 55. Merrick's legacy is still apparent in Coral Gables to this day. In addition to several streets and parks which carry his name, a statue of him was erected in front of Coral Gables City Hall in 2006, commemorating his vision and eternal optimism. A Golden Wake. A game by Francisco Gonzalez. Ah, well, that was quite something. Peter Gresser. Produced by Dave Gilbert, of course. Yeah, the epilogue was nice. Letting you know what went on with everyone. First complete Akago stream in too dang long, so what's next? Well, I was hoping to try out a little something if we finished early, and we still got a little over an hour to go, so why not? Andy Chmelko, Pat Dwyer. Andy Chmelko I recognize, but none of the others. But they were probably in some other Wadjet Eye games as well. Sarah O'Malley, yep, she was in Blackwell among other things. Miranda Garvin, Dave Gilbert himself. Those I recognize. Abe Goldfarb, the one and only. Francisco Gonzalez himself. Eli Green. Neil Halligers, Daryl Latham. Know him too. Yeah, the plot was a bit oddly structured, I felt. Like I mentioned, just the whole part with the mop kind of comes out of nowhere, but I guess it's meant to be sort of a rise and fall kind of story. Special appearance by Ben Chandler as Benny the Doorman. You know, Alfie kind of had his glory years, and then things started going downhill for him, but he kind of redeems himself in the end at the cost of his life. So, you know, not the happiest story, but still engaging, definitely. And an interesting game. A lot of people have praised it for its unusual perspective. Like, you don't have a lot of adventure games where you play this kind of character. Wonder what happened to Butch. Probably remain in the mob. But now, considering that all of those characters were based on real people, I wonder if there actually is another way to end the game, because obviously if Merrick were to die, then that would upset the course of history, right? Create a time paradox. But let's go back anyway and see if maybe there is anything else we can do. Just to tie up loose ends. Oh, the game does have achievements. Does it say anything about any alternate endings, maybe? Darwin Award. Forgot your cookies. Good guy, remain above negative influence. Salesman. No, I don't think it specifically says anything. No, I didn't get the Darwin Award. Yeah, that's still locked. So I obviously missed that one. Yeah.
Boss.
Oh, yeah.
He had stuff.
Well, let's replay. Shouldn't take that long, I reckon. Yeah, to the office. I think you didn't save after No. No, it recorded all of my achievements after I finished the game. I checked when I was at the main title screen, remember? Anyway. Blah, blah, blah. So, that was gin, vodka, decanter, rum, bingo.
Thanks.
No, some later Wadget Eye games do have autosave, but this one not, apparently.
Good night.
Yeah, things go bad. Chapter 4.
Goody.
Oh, I can skip past that at least.
Whiskey. Yes, sir. It is. Here you.
Say you got.
Try to name drop in the guard this time. I guess I could do that.
Say you got.
Yeah, you want to light.
Thanks.
Have I got horn?
No.
No. You. Yes.
So is.
I see word. Firewall.
Bill.
Does. Well.
Okay, so we wrote that on the poster again.
Look. I've met it. This place. This is
head in it.
what's it's kill.
It's because
Then
when he
that's there. Don't
And off we go to save George. No, let's not offer him the flask right away. I suppose I could do that, but let's get the persuasion, the old college try again.
Look, friend.
Friend of the keys, official business.
You'd be surprised.
Well, I hear you there, but I still don't.
Wealthy friend, conscience. Would it be a big deal to let me buy?
Look, I know you're overworked and probably underpaid. Would it really make a difference if you let me slip past?
My boss is watching me like a hawk, which is exactly why I can't let you slip past. I'm not putting my ass on the line for no good reason, and I honestly don't see one for letting you on this train.
I need to save George Merrick. He's in danger.
Merrick? The Coral Gables guy? What's he doing down there?
He's been running a fishing
club, conscience
but
didn't work either.
On staying behind. Please, you don't know him like I do. He's very stubborn and passionate. If I don't go down there, he won't budge and he'll probably die.
Well, I'm sorry, but I have to stand firm on my orders. You're not getting on this train.
Yeah. Picked the wrong answer the second time, I reckon. Look, whatever.
You're just like, go on.
Deal.
Off we go. Hours later. Kerosene. Hanky. Kerosene hanky. Light the lamp. Couldn't I have just found that door by feeling my way around? Whatever.
The horse stick.
Horse feathers.
What? The name here? I thought it rolled your but we.
Damn it. Help me get.
Boom shakalaka.
Good.
Open the door, get on the floor. Everybody wanted dinosaur.
The wind. Or George?
Alfie, what bring
I know.
What is I insist.
George.
Yet?
I
apologize. So, well, that's been a good.
Why? Hold that.
Okay.
George.
Yes?
George, we need to.
So,
Coral.
We had a.
They're still.
Oh, really? Didn't you? For which I could.
What else? I still.
Who says the depression? I knew. We all have it.
I print you so.
And I. All right, thank you.
I think.
Right.
We should be careful. George, we haven't.
Here we go.
When we get out there.
Right behind. George, what?
We have no intention of leaving here without George. Ah.
George, watch out! The ceiling is collapsing!
Oh. So we both get crushed, that's it. That just sets me back to... Yeah.
George?
Looks like there's no other way out of this than to save him. So yeah, no time paradox
George,
for us.
Watch out!
Yoink. Oh well. It was worth a try. Right then. So that was a Golden Wake. Good game. Like all of Wadjedi's titles that I've tried so far. Right then. Anyway, as for the other thing that I had in mind, you may remember when I when I tried streaming a little while ago, I was trying out my Hop-Edge HD PVR2 trying to stream console games, which did not work out, unfortunately, because we got no sound from it. But I did a little testing since then, and I actually did manage to get it working, because it turned out I was using the 32-bit version of OBS before when I had to use the 64-bit version instead. So maybe we could try that out now. See, try out a few of my PS2 games that I got lying around. Let me just go set everything up. Yeah, let me play some music while you wait. Come on, what's taking so long? Ah. Come on, Winamp. Don't leave me hanging here. I think my hard drive just needs to warm up. Or something. Whatever. Right, sorry about that, guys. Oh, well, Winamp finally started up. I think the problem might have been that I had left a massive queue of several thousand songs loaded up, and it took a little longer to start Winamp up because of that. Anyway, I do have an SSD, but that's I only use that for my OS. I have all my music stored on a external hard drive. Anyway, I got the hoppage hooked up. I got it hooked up to my PS2. And now I just gotta add it to OBS. Video capture device. Oh, son of a... No. This isn't gonna work. I gotta stop the stream real quick and I gotta fire up OBS multi-platform to do this, so... See you in a minute.